This video is going to be a wee bit shorter. It's just going to be on one specific topic that comes from this book, Relentless by Tim Grover, and also just the last sort of year or so of my life in terms of how I've applied this principle. And that principle is consistency. I think being able to be consistent, for me, is the way I aspire to achieve success. So when I talk about consistency, it's a term that's probably used quite a lot if you're into productivity videos and all this sort of YouTube. But I kind of want to break it down a wee bit. I think the consistency is probably in doing good habits towards your goal rather than just, consistent. You get to consistently work hard and stuff. But what does working hard look like for myself? In rugby, you've got my skills, I've got sort of the physical side like my athletic ability and stuff, and then you've got the mental game. You got to break down what you're trying to achieve into different goals and consistently work on them, if not every day, every week, because I'll split off my sort of days. So I'll train some days, other days I'll just be reading and creating stuff and sort of thinking through things and journaling, like today for example. But I think being consistent, you need to break down everything that you're doing into different subjects, and then you look at each subject and you look at what am I trying to achieve here, then you break it down, what can I do every day or every 2 days or every week to improve this. And if you get into the habit of doing these things regularly on a consistent basis, it all sort of builds up. A very useful sort of analogy I like to use, I read in Stephen Bartlett's book Happy, Sexy, Millionaire, which I don't currently have my copy with me, I lent it out to somebody, and it speaks about compound interest, and that really speaks volumes to the power of consistency, being able to be consistent over a long period of time. I think he relates it to stocks and investing or something. So if you invest sort of £200 every month for 40 years, it's going to be like you could be a millionaire. I think one proper example I got was watching Mark Tilbury on YouTube. I'll put his channel down below. He does a lot of investing sort of stuff. He talks about investing £200 a month for, I think it was 30 years or something, in an index fund, the S&P 500 to be specific. And over that, because of its history, it's likely that you're going to be a millionaire at the end of that. And if you apply that same logic to habits, it's almost like that sort of time on task theory. If you do, say, 5 reps of like a pass for myself in rugby, if I do 5 passes off each hand every single day and do quality reps every single day, eventually that's going to be a habit that I don't actually think about. It just happens when I pass the ball. It just becomes a really crisp pass, and building up these things day by day by day gets you to the places that you want to be. And I think it's, for myself in the moment, is I'm just trying to believe that theory and act it, rather than saying that it definitely works. But I know from a lot of research and books and YouTube and stuff that I've researched a lot of professionals in sports. This one goes on a lot about basketball players, specifically Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade, about how they're relentless, they work, they're consistent, and they just continually keep going. And that's sort of coming on to the points I took from this book, was in terms of just keep going. Like it's almost such a nothing statement, but when you kind of understand it, that sort of idea of being relentless, it just keeps coming. Just keep going no matter what happens. You keep going. You get injured, right? You find out how to come back from this injury. Keep going. What can you work on while you're injured? You keep going. You keep pushing through everything that you're working on. Really good quote that I got when I was reading this book. Can you even see that? It's the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying by, what's his name? Sogyal Rinpoche. I think he's a Tibetan monk who kind of studied the ideas of living and dying, and he's quite high up and stuff in terms of the Buddhist hierarchy. I'm not entirely sure about that stuff, but there's one line that it's just said, chop wood, carry water, and it's sort of that practice of humbly doing the task that's in front of you and being able to give everything to that task. Just do your task, chop wood, carry water. So obviously for people living in the mountains, they need to chop wood for fire, they need to carry water so you can get back and use it for cooking and drinking and bathing. Just do the task. And I like to relate this to my goals in terms of do the necessary tasks to get to your goals. Then if you tie that in with consistency, do your task, do it consistently, and be relentless, just never give up. Those are probably the three main points that I try to live my life by, or I say try to, I do live my life by, and is what I believe in for bringing me success. And although I'm still testing, trying the theory, I've definitely come across proof in my life that this theory is working. So that's the sort of whole idea for this video. 3 points being, do the task that's in front of you that you need to get to for your goal, do that task consistently, and do that task relentlessly, and just keep going and never give up. Thanks for that, tuning into that, and if you're enjoying these videos, as usual, please subscribe, hit the like button, and comment anything, any feedback that you want to let me know, and I'll see you guys next week. See you.